Ellis is first. Runyard is in second place. They are teammates. What about it, Dave Despain? Will Runyard block for the leader, Ellis?
You can bet that Jimmy Ellis is hoping so. Runyard is going to have to do something to keep Belkey behind him and out of second spot.
The leader, Ellis, 2-second advantage over his teammate, Mike Runyard, who crashes. Runyard is slammed into the wall of the peristyle. Belkey has moved into second position in the Super Bowl of motocross.
Here comes another challenger right behind.
It's amazing the beating these athletes take in this sport.
Well, it's the second most physically demanding sport in the world. Ken, behind professional soccer, American professional football, interestingly enough, ranks in 8th position in that medical survey.
This type of motorcycle racing, known as motocross, is fast becoming one of the most popular sports in Europe. Combining the thrills of the speedway track with the skills of hill climbing, it provides action every inch of the way. There's another up, and now another. Competitors are held up by the spills, but are quickly away again, making up for lost time.
Off to a beautiful start, Dave Despain.
Down into the first turn goes Marty. Oh, Smith has crashed. A vicious end-over-end crash for the leader, Marty Smith, who just a moment ago Ken said he was going to take it easy.
Hate to see if he's really turned it on out there. He's up and seems okay. Appropriating first place and nearly down is Rex Staten.
Staten from Fontana, California, went all the way down to one knee. 50,000 people go crazy as Rocket Rex moves out into the lead. Second is the charging Czechoslovakian Zdeněk Belkey. Third, the 4-time world champ Roger de Castro of Belgium.
Meanwhile, Joe Parkhurst is standing by on the floor of the Coliseum with Marty Smith.
Marty, can you tell me what happened? Well, I forgot about they changed the first turn location. And, some bad bumps right there. Couldn't stop. You gonna be all right for the next moto? Yeah, I think so.
Here for the 250 main event. And the gate is down. Pretty even start right across. It's an Oklahoma land rush, but it's in Florida. We're looking for all the corners. Ricky Carmichael, he makes up a few spots on the inside. Not in the lead, but he's still upright. Chad Reed with the lead.
The bike flip from Pages, watch it.
Pounds. And look at that, he flips around, reaches that left hand out for the seat, grabs it, spins his body 180, grabs it with his heels.
Really gets that tsunami popped out.
Extra pressure is Ricky putting on himself to try to get a faster time for gate position.
Ricky doesn't care. I think he runs to the bathroom to beat his wife's time to who brushed their teeth quicker. He's the most competitive person I've ever seen in everything. So he doesn't matter if it's rainy, sun, shine, sand, dirt. It doesn't matter. Ricky Carmichael wants the fastest lap. But you made a good point. The track is getting worse as the night goes on. So Chad Reed had a little bit better of a track down the line.
So we are here at the penultimate round of the Route 77 GT Cup, and we've got one of our young warriors here, Alfie Osborne from the auto class. Now Alfie, how are you getting on today?
I got 10th in my class, but I can't remember where I got in everyone.
And it's quite sunny now, of course, but so we had a lot of heavy rain when the autos first went out. Did that bother you at all?
It did, because I got cold.
Got a bit cold, but you coped well and you got a good result anyway.
Yeah.
Very good. Now Alfie, of course, is one of the auto riders who went to France last week to compete in the European races. How did you get on in France?
12th place.
And what was it like riding against people from all foreign countries?
A bit scary because some was like really quick.
But do you think you coped well?
Yeah.
Now if we look at the bike that Alfie's aboard here, this KTM, it's a brand new 2016 model that his dad's very kindly bought for him to compete in France. How are you finding the new bike?
Good.
Is it better than the old one?
Yeah.
So Alfie's certainly using the new KTM to good effect here at the penultimate round at FatCats. Now here on the rather well-presented Czora car and van rentals team, we've got Kyle Ingram from the 65cc class. Now Kyle, tell us about how your weekend's going.
In qualifying didn't go that well. I got a 7th. First race got whole shot, and then I dropped down to 3rd and then crashed. I managed to get back up to 14th. Second race, I never went too well. I had a bad start and got 11th, and the race was just gone. Got a good start. I think I was about 6th or 5th, and my power valve snapped halfway through. So I don't know where I got in that one. I think I got a 16th.
So it's a bit of a mixed weekend for Kyle so far. He's normally one of the front runners in the 65 class. Of course, you have got one more race to go this weekend, and I'm hoping for a good result to tie up the weekend.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a top 5, top 3 finish, which will still keep me up in the championship.
And I've raced here at FatCats before on a 252 stroke, and I can assure you it's a very deep sandy circuit. Now of course Kyle is on one of the little 65cc machines. What's it like riding such a sandy circuit on a smaller machine?
It's alright, you just need to keep the power on and stay smooth, but without a power valve, just keep the power on everywhere.
So I think Kyle's got the right idea. This is Kyle Ingram from the 65 class. So the first big wheel 85cc race of the day is about to take place shortly. I'm here with one of the competitors come all the way from Essex. This is Drew Anderson. Now Drew, how did it get on yesterday?
Alright really, just had a couple of bad crashes in the first one. Back shock went and over the whoops, and I was running a good race. I was in 3rd and the back end just fell out on me and I had a massive crash. bars were bent and I had to come back in, and it wasn't too good, to be honest.
So got 2 more races to go today, of course, and are you hoping to get a bit of a better result today?
Yeah, I'm looking for top 5, to be honest. Just to give me a bit happy.
Well, I'm sure he'll do very well, and of course it's a very sandy circuit here at FatCats. And how do you find the sandy conditions?
I think it's good, really. It's better than my hard pack because I like hitting jumps and bumps and feel a lot better when I'm riding sand.
Well, I think he's got a good sandy circuit here for the next 2 races. So this is Drew Anderson, and we wish him the best of luck. We're here in the paddock area with Ollie Addy now. Ollie's dad used to race Supermoto quite well, so he's young Ollie here is carving in his father's footsteps his own motocross career. He's here at FatCats the weekend. Now Ollie, tell us how you got on this weekend.
I had the 7th, a 10th and a 13th.
And it's not been a bad season for you so far. You've been mixing it with some of the guys at the front, haven't you?
Yeah, like Brown Carter and other, like Finley Boxall and all that.
Oh yeah. So I think you'll be hoping perhaps as the season goes on to try and get a bit nearer to the front?
Yeah, hope so.
Well, you're certainly going in the right direction. I suppose you're quite local to Doncaster, aren't you?
Yeah, I only live 40 minutes away from Armstrong.
And do you race here quite often?
Yeah, kind of.
So do you think the local advantage, do you think it might help you in the final race?
Yeah.
I think so, so I think he'll do, hopefully do very well. Is there anybody you'd like to thank, Ollie?
Craig's Motorcycles.
He's on the very smartly turned out Craig's Motorcycles KTM, it has to be said. So this is Ollie Addy, we wish him the best of luck in the final race. It is a national series. You spoke to Ollie Addy a few minutes ago, just down the road from Yorkshire. Now this lad's come a bit further away from Essex. We've got Kai Thorpe here. Now Kai, how are you getting on this weekend?
Good, in my group we've had a 4th, 5th and 6th.
So he's up there. Now you're in the younger group, aren't you, for the younger guys? How old are you?
7.
7, so he's one of the youngest riders this weekend. And this FatCat circuit, I've raced here before myself on a 252 stroke, and it's quite a tough track on the big bikes. Now, how are you coping on these little 50cc autos?
Good.
And do you like the sand?
No.
Not a fan of the sand. Is there not many sand tracks from where you're from?
There's quite a couple, but not that much.
Now, of course, the mark of a champion rider, I always think, is the ability to ride on tracks that you don't particularly like. So, do you think you're doing okay on this track?
Yeah.
Now, Kai was one of the riders who last week went down to France to compete. How did you find competing abroad?
Good. In the finals I got 14th, I qualified at 8th, so it was good.
And was it a fun experience racing in France?
Yeah, good.
Now we've got one more race to go, of course, and how are you hoping to get on in the final race?
Hoping to win it, but yeah.
So we might be seeing Kai Thorpe on the podium a little bit later on. Now we're here in the paddock with Caden Smith, one of our youngest competitors. He's just turned 7 years old, and so quite a young age to be racing a national championship. And do you enjoy yourself?
Yeah.
This weekend here at FatCat's on a very tough sandy circuit. It's quite a new track, but relatively sandy, and it's known as one of the toughest circuits in the UK. And how are you coping with it?
Good.
And what sort of results have you had?
I've had a 19th, a 17th, a 13th and a 9th. And in my age group I've had a 8th, a 4th and a 1st.
Oh, you had a win in the last one, did you?
Yeah.
That's a good start. Of course, they do split the age groups in the autos. So the younger guys like Caden, they do have their own class within the auto group. Now, looking at the shoulder on his shirt here, he's got the Union Jack, so he has been racing abroad in France last weekend. How did you find that?
Good.
And what sort of results did he get in France?
I got a...
He's trying to think, but was it a good experience?
Yeah.
Now, I understand you had a bit of misfortune last week, didn't you? Get run over.
Yeah.
So, of course, these motocross riders, even the young guys, they're pretty tough. Did it ever occur to you to pull off to one side and pack it in? He carried on and fought his way through. So I think Caden Smith, a tough little guy here. We wish him the best of luck in the final race. Now here in the paddock with one of the top riders in the autos, this is Ellis Poole. He's always looking very well turned out in his Fox gear now. Ellis, you've had a good season so far, and at the last round at Mildenhall, you took the fight to Riley Keane, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a great day that day, and we were all very proud. And also the first school travel bikes, which was the bike I won it on, and they're all being tuned at the moment by my dad and also Sean Mahoney's dad. And it was great racing up there. It was a great ride. He
was mixing it with the leaders. Now, how are you getting on this weekend?
Alright, I've had a few incidents, like over the bumps, where I was trying to get someone where I had a bad start, and I was trying to get it, I just missed it wrong. I was trying to get on the flat bit, just hit the bump all wrong and messed it right up.
Now, I'm sure you can see on the camera that Ellis is sporting a bit of an injury, a bit of a facial injury this weekend, and I understand that happened to France last weekend. Tell us what happened there.
Well, I pulled my goggles off on the step up and a rock hit me in the head, and I didn't finish the race because it was last lap and I had to pull in before the finish. It was bleeding, and at the end of the day I had no idea what to do, and my mum came up with an idea to take me to the hospital, and they asked if they could glue it together, but they said it was too deep, and so it had to be stitched up. I was very lucky then, because otherwise I would have to go to a hospital and I would not understand anything they would have said.
So I take it you don't speak any French then, do you?
Yeah, I only know a couple of words, but I don't know the whole thing yet. But
so you don't know, can you stitch my forehead together in French, do you?
No, I don't. It's really weird.
And is it causing much trouble this weekend? Are you coping okay?
I can't really feel them as the antiseptic wore off and my mum's giving me medicine and stuff. It's a great honour to be here and ride for first school travel. Great.
And this is quite a big lad for an auto rider, has to be said, Ellis. I understand this is your final year in the autos.
Yeah, yes, I'm moving up onto a 65-15 for practicing, 16 for racing, and I'm just going to stay with first school travel for how long, I don't know. I have no idea how long I'm going to stay with them, but they're great.
Well, I'm sure if he keeps the results up, the first school travel will be sticking with this young man. This is Ellis Poole. we're here with one of the first Cool Travel auto riders. This is young Sean Mahoney. Now, which class do you race in, Sean?
I ride in the 6 to 7 auto group.
In the 6 to 7, so you're one of the younger guys. How old are you?
8.
8, he's just turned 8 years old. So how are you finding things in the racing this weekend? How are you getting on with the track?
I don't like the track that much. I'm still getting in top 15.
Okay. So why don't you like the track? Is it the sand, or not a fan of the sand track?
No, it's just every time I race, it keeps on getting bumpier and bumpier.
That's the nature of a sand track. Of course, it gets very bumpy as the day goes on, doesn't it? I think the mark of a top championship rider is always to dig in and keep going even when the track's not to your liking. So are you finding you're coping okay?
Yeah.
And of course the auto riders, they had the first race earlier on. As soon as they went out to go for their practice, it absolutely threw it down. And did that cause you much of a trouble?
Not much.
And how did you get on in the last race?
I don't know, I think I had 15th.
15, so you got some decent championship points in the last race. Now we've got one more race this weekend, and you're hoping to finish on a high?
I want to get like in top 10.
I can pick up a bit of a Welsh accent here. Where are you from?
I'm from Merthyr Tydfil.
Merthyr Tydfil. Now we're going to Pontrilas, aren't we, for the last round? So that's not too far, but it's a relatively local track for you. Hoping to do well there?
That's my favourite track. I've been there a couple of times.
I suppose it's on the Hereford Aberg of any sort of border, so it's not too far for you, is it?
No.
So you're looking forward to that one?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Mahoney will be back in action at Pontrilas. I'm sure his local advantage might pay off there. So this is Sean Mahoney. Now the 1-2-5 two-strokes are out on the track for their third race of the weekend, and one guy who should be out there but isn't is Leon Bernardinelli on the GoldenTyre KTM. Now Leon had quite a nasty accident yesterday. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, to be honest, I only remember vaguely what happened. I remember coming off the single, there's kind of like a little triple after it. Just before I hit the triple, I hit it fourth just to get me just over it. And I think I hit a kick because my front end dropped, my back end just kicked off. And as I started to slowly stop rolling, I felt someone punch me in my back. And my dad told me, and loads of other people told me, at the back wheel of the bike just nailed me straight in my back and my lower back. So.
And of course you went off to Sheffield Hospital last night, and what was the verdict?
The verdict was I broke some of the lower bones in my bottom back, just above my tailbone. They said I'll be off for between 6 to 10 weeks, so can't ride, can't train, so just like early winter retirement now for me. So
unfortunately for Leon, the season's over in August for him, but at least he's in one piece. That's of course the important thing really. So with the prognosis, I think he'll be looking good to try and come back for next year.
Oh yeah, I'll be definitely back for next year. I mean, as soon as the doctor gives me the go ahead, I'm back in the gym, back on the bike, and just start building from there really. So just see what happens now.
Now it's always very good to see that obviously he's in one piece and he can walk about and he's not in hospital.
Nah.
Are you a bit of a frustrated spectator today?
Yeah, I'm like a bit upset, like, because I got all my mates on the track now riding behind us, and like just a bit upset because I wish I was out there because it had a bit of rain last night and the track now is looking perfect. It's better than yesterday. I'm just a bit upset about it, but you just got to take it how it is. So you just look forward for next year.
Now, of course, Leon's dad Claudio, he helps run the series, of course, and he'll be lugging about all the heavy trophies on the tables. Do you think your back injury might get a bit worse a bit later on today?
Oh yeah, more than likely so, yeah. I'll be going for that. You won't see me.
So it's good to see him about in one piece. It's Leon Bernardinelli. haven't got long to go now until the final auto race of the weekend, and just before these guys get on their bikes, I'm going to grab a word with two of our riders. Now on my left here we have Harrison Greener. And Harrison, you rode at France last weekend, and how did you get on?
Good. I think I got a 15th, 11th, a 14th and a 13th. And I had bike problems in qualifying, but I still got 15th.
And he's come back well here at FatCats this weekend, and you've had some pretty good starts, haven't you?
Yeah, I had a whole shot in one race and a 4th in another race. And 2nd in the last race.
So do you think there'll be another whole shot in the last race, do you hope?
Yeah. I just held it pin round the first corner and lean back.
So that's Harrison Greener wishing the best of luck. Now this guy here, this little guy, we have Spike Stevens here, and Spike, are you having a good weekend?
Yeah.
And how did you get on in France? Did you enjoy yourself in France?
Yeah.
And what was it like racing in a foreign country? Did you, what did you think of it?
It was good.
Did you meet lots of kids from different countries?
Yeah.
And did you get on well with them?
Yeah.
Have you learnt any foreign words yet?
No.
But moving back to this weekend, of course, have you enjoyed yourself at FatCats?
Yeah.
And what was your best result so far?
7th.
I think a 7th's a really good result, and you've got one more race to go, of course, and you're hoping to have a good ride?
Yeah.
We wish you the best of luck. That's Spike Stevens. This is a guy who sounds fast even when he's sat in the paddock. It's Nitro Neo McCartney, who's in his first ever season doing the National Series. Here he is. And so Nitro, how are you getting on this season? It's your first ever season, I understand, in the National Series?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I keep coming. I've came a 5th, 4th and a 3rd through these races, and I'm having a great time.
Well, I think having a great time, of course, that's the important thing. I mean, you do enjoy it, don't you, really?
Yeah, a lot.
And so top 5, I understand, was your ambition before the season started, and you've matched that, so are you pleased with yourself?
Really pleased with myself. I'm so happy.
And it's good to see him happy, of course. He went, not only has he raced in Britain, he also went to France last weekend. And did you enjoy racing in a foreign country against all the European riders?
Very. I've met loads of different friends, loads of different languages, like French, Russian, and all over the place.
So do you think that was a better education than languages at the classroom?
Yeah, very.
Well, he's only 7 years old and he's well travelled already, is young Nitro. So for next season, what's your aims for next season?
1st place.
Well, that sounds pretty unequivocal to me, and I'm sure we're wishing the best of luck. This is Nitro Neo McCartney. Now, we spoke to Nitro Neo McCartney a few moments ago, and we've got his dad Sean here to tell us about the weekend that they've just enjoyed in France at the auto event. Now, Nitro told us he had a great time in France, but how exactly did he get on?
He did really well. He had a good, strong weekend. I'd say out of the 8 races, he had one where he wasn't kind of consistently as good as the others, but he made it through to the finals. There was 11 autos in the Team GB team, and he made it through to the finals with 3 other teammates, and he went on to win, which was obviously an amazing end to the weekend. We all had an amazing time anyway, but to bring the win back to Britain was obviously a big achievement, and we're really proud of him.
Well, that's quite understandable, of course, that proud of the win for Great Britain as well, and of course plenty of different nationalities there, I understand.
Yeah, in the end there were 25 countries that sent teams. In the autos where Neo raced, I think there was 27 riders made it from 13 countries. And obviously Neo's win, we had another boy that came second, Sean Mahoney. He came second to add some points to the countries overall. And out of the 25 countries that entered, Team GB came 4th, which again is a massive achievement. Team USA won. I think the Danish came second, so 4th out of 25 countries is really good going.
And what was it like in the paddock? Obviously had all the different countries there. Was there a good camaraderie amongst the fellow riders from the different countries?
It was an amazing experience. I'd recommend it to anybody, the MX Master kids. The Europeans were very passionate. The fireworks, smokes, pyrotechnics, it all made it a really lively experience. And everybody was really welcoming. We spent quite a bit of time in the French camp. Neo expanded on his French language, which obviously the school will be pleased about. But yeah, we went into the Team USA camp. We had a mechanical problem, and Team USA helped us out, which goes to show that people weren't just looking after their own riders. So yeah, it was an amazing experience with all those different cultures. It just added to the overall experience.
Of course, Nitro's only 7 years old, one of the younger riders in the GT Cup this year, and it's his first ever season. It's a very young age, of course, for a championship rider. How's he finding it? Is he enjoying himself?
Well, Neo was the one who decided we were going to do motocross. Nobody in the family does motocross or touches motorbike, so it's just a passion that we're supporting him with. Last year was his first year. We did the club championships where he came 5th overall. So into his 2nd year for motocross, we decided to do the British Nationals, and he's improving month on month. We see improvement with him, and I think that's a brilliant thing, as much as you can expect from a kid, because it is a tough sport, but it's a very social sport. They come here, they see their friends every weekend, but when they throw their leg over that bike and head into the track, the battle's on. So yeah, we're really pleased that he's making progress.
Well, these auto guys, I mean, they're so young, but they've certainly got the heart of some of the big Grand Prix riders, haven't they, really?
Oh, most definitely. I think that's what they think they are. They see the adults and the GPs and the Supercross, and in their mind, that's where they want to go. So they go out there, very mature minds once they get onto the track. You see them come off the track and they play like normal kids. But when they get out there, yeah, they're very passionate and they push it.
I think that's one thing that's notable, actually. They're always playing about in the paddock and messing about, but they're just like the adults really when they get onto the track in terms of the professionalism and how they concentrate on the bike.
Very much so, yeah. They know where they want to get to, so I think they train like the adults. They'll work on their corners, their starts, and they'll go out there wanting to do their best. And with kids of that age, the passion that they show, I think it's brilliant that all the dads come together and support them and make sure they come off happy and safe.
Of course, we say about the likes of footballers how motocrossers tend to be made of a different breed to footballers, and even these young guys, I mean, they have some nasty spills, but they're straight back on the bike, aren't they? Trying to brush aside everything and get back on the bike sometimes, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know if it's their more soft bendy bones, but you'll see a child have a crash in comparison to an adult, and the adult will kind of whimper and possibly be carried off the track, whereas your kids will jump back on and they'll be determined to finish that race.
I think there's some great determination really amongst the autos. They're just so fast, and they are so keen on their racing, aren't they? They
are. It's absolutely amazing to watch. If there's anybody out there who doesn't know a lot about motocross, or they think their kids want to get into it, definitely come along to the Route 77 British Cup. There's everything from your 6-year-olds up to your 60-year-olds racing, and it's a good way to talk to some of the parents to see how you get into motocross. But it's a brilliant sport. It's absolutely amazing.
We say, of course, it's sport for all ages. Just for the record, you say 6 to 60. My dad is 66 now, and he's still racing, you know.
Really? Yeah. The vets group?
vets and against us younger ones.
Really? Well, that's the good thing. You'll see some of the older people get on the bikes and you think they might have had their time, but they've had a lifetime of experience, and the skills and the techniques that they've developed, second to none. So I think they can take on some of these younger riders.
So this is Sean from Judd Racing and the father of Nitro Neo, and we wish him the best of luck in the final race.
Thank you very much.